Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Christine's Coloring and Crafts. Today, we're just going to kind of do a color and chat. I've been having a little bit of a colorist block, so to say. I color things, when I'm done, I absolutely hate it. Absolutely hated it. So, I decided to keep it really super simple and do a page out of the 50 Vacation Miniatures by Camelia Angelkova, and I figured I'd do another picture for the Keeping It Cool in July hashtag. And if you guys want to participate in that fun hashtag over on Instagram, you could share your Keeping It Cool in July pictures with that hashtag, and we can all take a look at them and share and have a good time and enjoy each other's pictures. Anyway, I've been doing this fun little piggy, and I kind of wanted to do some different colors with him. You know, I mean, he's obviously a normal color, or she's obviously a normal color. But normally I do buckets and stuff in brown. I figured I'd do them in oranges this time because I just don't give orange enough love. Know what I mean? So we'll be kind of doing a little color chat here. And I'm actually using 4 colors, and these are my Prismacolor Sanfords, the vintage Prismacolors. I think they're from like 97 or 99, a while ago. But this one's going to be Pumpkin Orange, and that's PC 1032. Then we're going to use Mineral Orange, which is PC 1033. And trust me, they're just as hard to read as they are the normal ones. And then we're going to do Orange, which is PC 918. And this one's weird. I don't see why... Oh, they're all that way. Never mind. I was thinking for some reason the number was after the name, but it's not on any of the Sanfords. And then the last one we'll use is Yellowed Orange, which is PC 10002. I think I do have one normal, there it is, one normal Prismacolor. That's it, because the number comes after in the newer Prismacolors. The Newell ones, or they call them the Prismacolor Premiers. Those will be we will be using browns, but we just won't be using it on the little tub here we got for the guy. Alright, let me put up I don't want to use the pumpkin orange on the top that much. We're going to start with the mineral orange up here. And just kind of do a color and chat. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful weekend, and so far a great week this week. For those of you who are Amazon Prime members, you know what's coming next, what we're going to talk about. Amazon Prime Days, where a bunch of the stuff I didn't notice this last year, or maybe I just forgot it, where you can earn 6% cash back on the items, on some of the items you're buying. It'll be marked that you can earn 6% on that particular purchase or whatever. And I just don't recall that last year. And so I am an Amazon Prime member, and I do have an Amazon Prime store card run by the bank that I work for. There you go. For any of you who have Amazon store Prime store cards, look at the back and see what bank is servicing your card, and you know what bank I work for. And speaking of which, as things are progressing and I'm starting to feel a lot better, I mean, my knee isn't any better, but mentally I'm getting a lot more stable, a lot more stronger, and a lot happier, and a lot back to my old self. I'm getting there. I still got just a little bit more work to do, but I will be returning to work in August. So I won't be able to make videos just willy-nilly any day. I feel like we will start work off for a few weeks as part-time, make sure that I have put the right tools in place to help me perform my job at my best. I love to give 100%. Anything less just aggravates the snot out of me. And so we're going to start off at part-time, so about 28, 29 hours. And I'll make a video on at least one of my days off. So, you know, once, maybe twice a week, I'll do some videos for us. You know, that'll be my downtime, is this nice coloring hobby we got here and we all share. I'm going to take a drink of water. Ah, big drink. I don't think we're going to finish the picture today, but we're definitely going to at least finish this tub. I just don't want a super long video to drive you guys nuts. Excuse me. And I didn't really think these colors would go together, and maybe some people don't think they'll go together, but they look good to me. Actually, they turned out really nicely. Now, and speaking of Amazon Prime days, I've only got like 3 of these left. This is number 3 of the colorless blenders. So somebody's going to have to go on Amazon and see if the colorless blenders are part of the fun. Ooh, and speaking of that part of the fun and it being Prismacolor and everything, let me sharpen these guys. And I went ahead and I found that the, what do they call them? The Cool Erase are part of the Amazon Prime days. And now I am going to use pumpkin orange because there's some water covering up this here. So we're just making a nice little shadow orange border. But I found out the Cool Erase were part of the deal. The deal's going on with Amazon Prime days, which is today and tomorrow. And let me bring this down a little bit more. So I went ahead and I got those because I thought my sister might like them. Hopefully they're not soft like the normal Prismacolors, so I don't have to worry about her breaking them into itty bitty pieces. Itty bitty pieces. And what was really cool with the whole deal, though, is you got a free sharpener with them. I was like, that's awesome. It's like, okay. And so what I'll do, or what I did, is I went ahead and got them, and I'm going to do the sharpener, or I'm going to put the sharpener in my bag, so I'll have 2 sharpeners. That way we can always have a spare in case something happens to the first one, or in some cases, like when I go to the group home, there's no trash can around and I fill up a sharpener real quick. I honestly don't really care for those sharpeners because they do not give a nice point like how the ones at home do, but I'm not lugging the ones at home around. It's too much work. And well, it's not too much work. I'm just afraid I'll break them because I just don't want anything to happen to that jar link. I really, really like it. And I really don't want anything to happen to the doll 133 either because I really, really like it. So since I don't want anything to happen to these things, I am just going to deal with the Prismacolor sharpener that is a hand sharpener. I'll just deal with it. It's not that big of a deal. Besides, there's about once a month when I come home from the group home, I go ahead and sharpen everybody. I bring up my little book, my little pencil case, and I sharpen everybody either in the doll or in the jar link. So that way I at least get to enjoy the next time at the group home with fully sharpened pencils. With nicely sharpened pencils. And of course, not everything that I bought gets me a little bit of the cash back. But, you know, in honor of Prime Days, I've got friends who some of them are celebrating some milestones. And a couple of them are just so stinking sweet. I couldn't help but I got them some things off of their wish lists. And I hope that when they get there that they really, really enjoy them. Looks like everything is going to be arriving on Thursday and Friday. And hopefully everybody that I sent something to will love it. I didn't want to spend a whole lot. I mean, I've got a large credit limit because of my credit score, not anything to do. My bank does not do you any favors. They don't care that you work for them when it comes to extending credit. So when I say I've got a large credit limit, I'm not kidding, but I don't like to use it. But since I'm getting ready to return to work, I gave myself a kind of small budget to work with, and I wanted just to get some things on Prime days. I'm trying to watch like several different sheet sets to get a sheet set for my sister's bed here. Excuse me. We found a way to temporarily get around the issue of her getting back down the stairs at my house, since we don't have the means to buy a ramp and have it installed. It's only 3 or 4 stairs, so I know it's not going to be a super expensive ramp, especially since she's not wheelchair bound. We just need something that negates the stairs, that she can just waltz right up. And what's working temporarily, and next time we're going to use a towel with this because I was so scared she was going to rip her pants. We had her sit down on the floor, well, not on the floor, on the mat in the mudroom, and she scooted down the stairs. I was so afraid she was going to rip her pants the whole time. Like, oh God, please don't rip her pants. Excuse me. My allergies have been on overtime. Oh, there we go. Okay, oh, that's the pumpkin. I'll sharpen it while I got it. There we go. We'll do the mineral here. We'll just do mineral orange throughout the whole thing here on this one, since there's not much of it showing. And a neat trick that I learned, I don't know if I've seen it on a video or if I learned it myself. At this point in time, since I've been doing videos for over a year now and coloring for a couple of years, I can't remember where everything came from. Sorry if this was your idea and I forgot to credit you. But if you want to put your black lines back in, sometimes it makes things stand out a little bit better. Looks a little, to me, you know, in person, it looks a little more 3D. All right, come here, pumpkin. Come here, pumpkin! So anyway, some other neat things that I went ahead and got was mostly household stuff. There's a couple of things I did got. Wow, me and words. Here I thought I was going to have a great video without messing up my words, and bink, messed up my words. There's a couple of things I did get that were coloring related and even painting related, because I want to kind of get into some painting. I've got some neat ideas in my head that I sketched. Excuse me. That I will need to sketch again and again and again till I get it right. But, you know, I'm constantly trying to think of ways not to make quick money, but to make some money. Some extra money to go towards the funds for my sister's ramp and for those attorney fees that I have that are on another credit card that I'm paying off slowly but surely. You know, and speaking of the bank that I work for and credit cards, I'm actually honestly shocked they didn't shut off my card last night, because I don't buy stuff off of Amazon much anymore. Usually it's like a little thing here and there to replace something that I've used up, or something went on sale that I had been waiting for to go on sale to help with some of the storage needs in this house, because this house came with exactly 2 closets. Well, okay, 3 if you count the one in the office, but it's not gonna, the one in the office is full of bird toys, so it doesn't count. Well, full toys for parrots parts, so it's just another extension of the craft room / office. Words and me. But anyway, so we've got 2 other closets that we could keep some things in. But there isn't like a coat closet or anything like that. I mean, I love this house to pieces. It just came with a severe lack of storage area or storage bin, storage shelf, storage closet, whatever. It's got the space. We just need to put the things in there to keep it tidy and, you know, keep stuff that we don't use that often out of our way. I like to stay out of sight too, but mostly out of our way, because we like to trip over things. Okay, the cat likes to play with them. Anyway, I figured, you know, I'd have some things on a little organization wish list that I have. And when I see the stuff go on sale, I go ahead and grab it. But either way, at the onslaught of Amazon Prime days, I was like, bing, 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 buy, 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 buy. And plus, you know, with the stuff that I bought for some friends, for those friends, it's all going to different addresses. And being a part of the fraud department, I am just, and at my bank, I'm just like really shocked that it didn't send my card into overdrive. Like, ooh, this girl's card getting used. In which, if I have to call to get a fraud alert removed off of my card, I don't know how we're going to do it, because the department I work in, I talk to other agents, other fraud agents all the time, and you're really not supposed to service, you're not supposed to service each other's cards if you have cards through this bank. And what am I going to do if I get a fraud alert on my card and I'm just going to get people I already know? I would imagine this they've thought of that, and the safety would be just to take me directly to a regular manager, someone that, you know, is in a position to be trusted to work on somebody's account that they know. That's my guess. I'm not sure what they would actually do in that instance. Maybe they put me on the VIP list so my card will never decline. Who knows? And no, we don't have no secret VIP list where the card never declines. We have a sophisticated monitoring system that does monitor constantly for potential fraudulent activity. And that's how we get a lot of angry customers. I'm using my card like I normally would. Well, okay, let's see here. You're in Ohio and your card's being used in Afghanistan right now. Is that typical? Let me go back into your past history. No, that's not typical. Are you using your card in Afghanistan? Well, yeah, I got stationed down here. Blah, 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 blah. This card's supposed to be accepted worldwide. It is. But since we didn't get a travel notice, we weren't able to tell our system that you would be in Afghanistan for X amount of time. Therefore, your card declined because it thought somebody stole your card and is using it. Well, it's not stolen. That's usually what we get. So, and then of course we get the one, I'll tell you, the more memorable people aren't the entitled Karens and characters that are screaming at you at the top of their lungs like they're trying to show off their force, or they actually think that's going to get them somewhere special. And get you somewhere special, all right, but it's not anywhere you're going to appreciate. I digress. It's actually the nice people that stand out more. And that's pretty sad because there's so few between. Like, oh, I didn't realize we had to make a travel notice. And you would actually think that you would, as the person taking the call, you'd be like, well, duh, everybody makes a travel notice. No, not everybody does. Now, our bank asks that you make a travel notice. It's not required. There's plenty of cards people go traveling on all the time with no travel notice, and it doesn't get flagged for potential fraud. But it's something that we highly encourage, just in case, because our system is monitoring. It's just, it's a system that's run by humans, so it's not perfect. So no, it's not always going to catch when your card's being used somewhere else. Just like sometimes it is going to sit there and flag down purchases that you really do make at least once a week, you know, like getting fuel at the same gas station. And, you know, it makes mistakes. We're constantly having techs look at it and work on it and update it. You know, I can't give away secrets about it, but anyway, it's always going to be a work in progress because fraudsters do that kind of thing. I've talked to fraudsters who were in the same town as their victim, and they stole their victim's identity, and they stole their victim's credit cards, and they got new credit cards opened in their victims' names, and, you know, loans and all that other neat stuff. It's happened. It happens. And people just don't realize that. It's not always the guy overseas, you know, that's talking to you in Hindi when he's cursing you out under his breath. It's not always that. And I mean, you gotta think about it. It's a lucrative thing to be a fraudster that steals someone's identity in the same town. Sure, the risk of getting caught are higher, but the payoff is better in a way, because when you're already running around using your victim's same information in their same town making purchases, you're going to get away with a lot more. And that's kind of sad in one aspect, that you would take advantage of somebody, because you know that these criminals know their victims more often than not. They know them from somewhere. They know them from either they found their wallet, or they know some aspect of their victim. They found their wallet, or, you know, they're working at a store and they see their victim come in all the time. And that's just what they do. And I've had actual personal experience with that kind of victimization, where a young lady stole someone's identity because she lived in the same house with all of us. She sure as crap wasn't going to steal mine, because at the time I was not being very honest myself. I wasn't stealing people's credit cards, but I wasn't exactly obeying all the laws. Drugs are bad, okay? But yeah, she stole a roommate's information. He's a good, honest guy, and she stole his information, opened credit cards without his permission, and racked up tons and tons and tons of debt. And to this day, holy cow, some 16, 18, 20 years later, he's still finding stuff. It's crazy. And it's not new stuff, it's just old stuff. And she's been in and out of jails off and on, does it took tons of other people. But anyway, back to the nice people we get on the phone. They're the ones we appreciate, and they're the ones that honestly we will bend over backwards for. They're the ones that I will be like, hey, do you mind holding a minute? I'm going to go ask my boss something. And they're super sweet, and they'll hold. And I go ask my boss if I can give them a little credit to their card for their inconvenience. And I mean, it's not much. It's like, you know, $20, $30, $50, whatever I think I can get away with. And I credit their account with that. So they get a little extra, I call it love. And I will do it for people who come in hot and screamy, but then calm down and like, look, I'm so sorry. I was just so mad, yada, yada, yada. And I'll be like, oh, completely understandable, which it's true. It's understandable in some ways. I mean, acting like a 2-year-old is never understandable, but being upset is. And that's the part I will always relate to. I just don't articulate what I'm relating to. Like, I can, or sometimes I'll just say, I could definitely relate to being upset. You're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, and, and your card declines, and it's just not anywhere near yeehaw whoopie-doo fun, My allergies are terrible tonight. But anyway, if you calm down and you're like, hey, look, man, I'm so sorry. That was just so inappropriate, or whatever words or how you apologize. I'm going to try to do something special for you too. It's not that I will always be able to get a credit for somebody on their card, because if we did that, then the business doesn't make money, and then we don't have a job, and yada, yada, yada. But anyway, I will always try to do something special for customers who are nice, even if they came in not so nice at the beginning. Sometimes it's just to share stories, or just share some bad dad jokes. I can't tell bad jokes, so I have to do bad dad jokes. And would you believe that sometimes at a credit card company, we actually get people who are calling in and they just want to sell you their political agenda, or they're a little bit racist, which is ew. Yay, I finally get to use my yellow to orange. Went in there a little too hard, but that's okay. But yeah, we get all kinds. We even had one. This was years ago. This lady called in. I got her the first time, but something went wrong with the phone and it accidentally hung up on her. And I mean, and she wasn't mean or nothing. We were just in the middle of talking. She was about to get to her thing that she was going to do with me. But, since the phone hung up on her, phone must have known. The phone knew! She calls back and she gets a cube mate of mine, because this is back when we were in the offices. And she actually starts asking my coworker, what are you wearing? The coworker's, I'm sorry, ma'am. This has nothing to do with your card. We need to keep it professional. And she kept trying to persist, so I was like, tell her you're wearing khakis and a red t-shirt. And she heard me. That was awesome. But we were, after all that, the whole row of cubicles, we were just laughing our butts off, because that's pretty good stuff. That is pretty good stuff. All right. So I don't carry the stuff around here. Any crumbs that are left over. Oh, shoot. I'm kind of starting to look forward to going back to work in August. Just a few more weeks. We can start off with a part-time routine and integrate that in. Make sure I'm all good and I'm not going to burst out in tears or cry or whine or act like an entitled Karen. Or act like a bully. I was a bully on the day that I lost my temper on that lady. So, I don't want to do that no more. I like keeping my record of being friendly. No matter what, I still stay friendly. I'm just thinking, my inside voice is just thinking, man, you ain't getting far with me when you're mean. And, oh, I love this person when they're nice. I mean, that's pretty much our two moods in call centers is, oh, you're so sweet, and oh, you ain't getting nowhere with me. That is pretty much our two moods. We don't, it's a credit card. We're not interested how embarrassed it made you, or your life story, or anything like that. Although some life stories are pretty interesting. Sometimes I do let them go on. Oh, you got some stories to tell. Ooh, I'm here. I like stories. I like to tell stories, and I like to listen to stories if they're good ones. But yeah, otherwise we just want to conduct the business, service your account however it needs to be serviced, and move on to the next call. Because let me tell you, calls don't stop, they don't slow down, they just go. Even in my department, there might be a point in time in the night where you get like 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and you can be like, oh, I can breathe. Otherwise, you're gulping air and gulping water or whatever you're drinking as quick as you can on the call. And that's why I think sometimes people get offended too, because they hear that, but they don't know what to make of it. Not the breathing part. I mean, sometimes they hear that too. And they're like, are you sighing? No, I'm trying to breathe because calls are back to back. Just remember that if you have to call a call center and the person sounds like they haven't taken a breath in 20 minutes, because they haven't. And, you know, if they're drinking something real quick, it might not sound right to you. Your brain's trying to make sense of what you're hearing, and it could come off as anything. I've been accused of laughing at people, and I do after I'm off the phone. If you deserve to get laughed off, I wait till after you're off the phone. And I giggle about you. I giggle about every last fraudster. I do. Because you didn't get nowhere with me, you naughty fraudster. But anyway, think about that stuff before you think about, you know, is that person you're talking on the phone being unprofessional in a manner or sense that's making fun of you or belittling you? Because that's not what we're doing. We're not laughing at you. We're not sighing because we're exacerbated with you, even when we are. It's just that while, you know, most irate customers will talk. And that's our chance to grab that drink. Take that breath and move on. And that's all we're doing. We are taking advantage of the situation, in a sense that's what we're doing. We're trying to get a drink. We're trying to breathe. We may have even gotten a snack that we missed. Oh, we always bring snacks thinking that this will be the call day that we are actually going to get to enjoy this snack. And it never is. But we keep doing it anyway because we're weird. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the little cup too. And, whew, I don't know why we do that stuff. This one looks sharp enough. So this is going to be Beige Sienna PC1080. And that's going to be this Prismacolor Premier. And then back to the Sanfords, we're going to have PC945 Sienna Brown. And then PC1029 Mahogany Red. But yeah, we're just normal working people. It's basically customer service. It's just not in-person customer service. That's the only difference between normal retail and being on the phones. And that's why I try to always be super nice to people when I have to call a call center, which actually got me taken advantage of once. I was calling Vectren because I had just moved, and I know I had called them and said, hey, take this out of my name. You know, I'm moving on such and such a date, but they charged me for an extra month anyway. And I'm like, hey, look, they charged me. Oh, she didn't even let me finish. Oh, you're responsible. You're paying. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm sorry you're having a bad day, but I'm not the one to take this out on. As I was saying before you rudely interrupted me, I called and I gave her the date of the call date, and I was like, you guys, your managers have, or your manager's manager has the ability to pull the call. I called on this date to cancel the service. I don't owe you guys any money. for this particular address. So I would like if you would quit sending me bills, because that's not my problem. And she didn't even say she was sorry. She's just like, I'll start a, what do you call it, I forget what she said she'd start, but anyway, they looked into it. Duh, I don't owe it, and so I didn't have to pay it. But man, you could tell she was having a bad call day. And I even told her at the end, I was like, I hope your call day gets better. I'm like, but please don't treat people like that. Because when you treat people like that, from the onset of the call, they're going to treat you bad right back. Because as the customers, we're not going to get in trouble for cussing you out. But you're going to get in trouble for being rude to your customers. Just remember that. She didn't even say nothing. I was just like, whatever, bye. Bye, Felicia. I couldn't believe the way she, just right off the bat, cuts me right off. You're paying your bill. Huh? Like, makes me think that the person she had before me did cuss her out. And whatnot. And yeah, it made me mad that she treated me like that, but treating her that way back, we certainly weren't going to do anything but go back and forth till I said I wanted her manager. Why do that? That's rude. That's just more waiting. I don't want to wait no more. It's best we resolve this together. Let's resolve this together like big kids. Woo, look at us, we're adults now. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Remember, you gotta call a call center, doesn't matter who it is. If it's for your credit card, your cell phone, your utility bill, whatever. Please treat them nice, no matter how mad you are. And sometimes, if you're having a bad day, let them know, hey, I'm having a bad day. Something might slip out, but it's nothing against you. And we appreciate that. We really, really do, guys. Because no matter how much somebody tells you that it's not personal, don't take it personal. It's not personal. It feels personal in the heat of the moment. And that's not anything they teach you when they're training you in a call center. I don't see why they couldn't have taught you that, or taught us that, I should say. But it's just something that's not taught in any type of training. The only thing that's taught is don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. And I'm sorry, but we're all human. Everybody's human. And even though you're going to have 99% of the time where you don't take it personal, hey, it's just Joe Smith or Mary Smith having a bad day, and you happen to be the person they get a hold of, and so they act like a jerk to you. And what got me to seek help was that it was happening more than like 1% of the time, because we're all human. Every once in a while, you oopsie, you take it personal, whether you wanted to or not. And you just need a couple of minutes to go sit in the bathroom and cry about it. And I did have one of those in the 4 years I've worked there. But when I snapped at that lady right back, I'm like, one, I could get fired. Two, she deserved it. She really did. But that's not the way I'd want to be treated. No matter how bad of a day I'm having or how much of a jerk I am. I would rather the person on the other end say, hey, look, I know that you're having a bad day, but if we can't come to some conclusion where I can talk and tell you how I'm going to help you out, then I'm just going to go ahead and have to disconnect the call, and you're going to have to call back later when someone else can talk and help you out. That's what I try. Anyway, Or I'm like, hey, look, if you give me just a couple minutes, I don't even say nothing about how I'm being interrupted constantly or how the customer's talking constantly, won't let me get a word in edgewise. I try to leave that out. It's very, very rare that I do bring it up. Hey, look, if you give me just a couple of seconds to talk, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to take care of your account and you. And, you know, but and that does happen, but it's very, very rare. Most of the time I'm like, look, hey, look, I would really love to help you out, and these are some things I'm going to do. If you need to vent while I'm doing them, I'm good for you. I let people know that I'm actually 99% of the time not taking it personally. I understand that you're having a bad day. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the water. Everybody has bad days. The call center worker has bad days. The customer has bad days. Everybody has bad days. It happens. All right, now here's one of my favorite reasons why I like the Sanford sets. It's for the super rare Deco Blue PC 1015. I don't think the Premier set actually has Deco Blue. But that's okay, because the Sanford sets were only 120 pencils. Whereas the Premier set's 150. So they got rid of a few and then brought in a few more. And the Sanford Light Aqua should also be in the Premier set. This is PC 992. And then we have Peacock Blue PC 1027. Again, the Sanford Prismacolor. And then the last Sanford Prismacolor will be the PC 901 Indigo Blue. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I brought it out just in case. Actually, I think I am going to use it a little bit in here. Because I'm going to bring this Peacock Blue as kind of the little shadow part around the piggy. And then we're just going to go ahead and bring this indigo in right here. I really love indigo blue. It's a pretty color. We're going to kind of push it a little bit out here. And just a teensy bit right there. And I kind of wanted bluish green water. And then we're on, this is the Light Aqua. I mean, it's more blue, but it leans just slightly to the green. Now we're coming back with Peacock here. Just little bits right here. Now, the main reason that I got these Sanfords is because they do stand up a little bit better than the Premiers, but they're not without their issues. Alright, and then we're going on with the Deco. They're just fewer and farther between than the Premiers. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, the Premiers are always blah, 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 breaking, blah, 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 blah. They're too soft and squishy. But look at this one, the Peacock Blue. And this is the one I'm having problems with. It's not even. It's definitely not sharpening even. Even though it looks centered, the core looks centered on the other end. I think the fan is, or is it me? I just happened to look up at the phone and it's just swinging. I think it's the fan. Maybe I'll have to point the fan another direction. Hopefully it's not making you guys dizzy. Anyway. This one's just, it's not sharpening even. It sharpens like a Prismacolor Premier. I have a pink where the color of the barrel is up all the way to the tip. It's really a strange looking pencil. And then, let's see here. Try to think if there's any other problem pencils. The Peacock's just slightly scratchy, but not like in an annoying way. I mean, it's just ever so slight. You could feel it doing its thing. There we go. I love the way the Deco Blue is more of a blue, but it kind of brings out the best in both the aqua and the peacock blue. Alright, let's pull this indigo in here a little bit again. And actually I think I'm going to go ahead and outline this in indigo. See how that looks. I'm taking a big risk here. And I'm just going to put just a slight bit right there. I think that looks good. Where's my blender pencil? Here we go. A lot of people advise you go lightest to darkest because you don't want to get any of your dark color into the lighter colors, in which is kind of what I'm doing now. But another thing I do too, because I'm coming back over the light, is any mouse pad. This is basically an oversized mouse pad. You can just rub it off, rub the color off. Just remember to do that before you get to your lighter colors. Ta-da! Something else I learned, picked up, I don't know if I picked it up in a video or yada yada yada. Okay. Now there'll be a lot less dark, shadowy spots on these drips. So they're going to be all in the light aqua and the Deco Blue. So we can just go ahead and peacock blue these parts right there. There we go. Another nice thing about any Prismacolor, doesn't matter if it's the Premiers or the Sanfords, the old barrels, or any of that stuff, is the fact that they're still super soft, and so they're great pencils to learn how to do, light pressure and light-handed coloring by just holding the back of the barrel a little bit further. And it's great, great, great practice for those of us who have really heavy handy hands, in which I could smash some polychromos, guys. So I know I'm heavy-handed. I'm gonna skip the peacock this time. And I know a lot of people do the crosshair thing. I just pile on the layers in pretty much the same spot for a couple of layers when I'm doing layers. And then I kind of do the little circle things. I think I learned those from Pamela, from Pamela's Passion for Pencils. I think that's where I learned that from. I think there's somebody else that does it too. I think there's at least 2 people that do the little circles. Here's what we mean by little circles. You hold your pencil up a little bit closer. I'm going to hold it up, hold it back a little bit. You just do teeny tiny little circles. And that kind of fills in the paper. But yeah, the Prismacolors have been so good at teaching me to do, use a lighter hand, that I am now no longer afraid to hold it up a little bit closer to do like a medium pressure, or even, a little bit heavier pressure than light. There we go. Oh, guys. If you have not seen it, I don't know if any of you have seen Sing, the movie with the singing animals. That was redundant. But anyway, I loved that movie so much. I loved Sing. So when Sing 2 came to Netflix, I was kind of hesitant, like, I don't know if I really want to watch it. Usually sequels are not that good. Yada yada yada, way. I watched it today. I absolutely loved it. It was so adorable. Do it again! There we go. A lot of of people also don't use colorless blenders. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It's just since I've been having such a hard time liking what I color lately, I figure I just go back to the basics, use my colorless blender and use my Prismacolors and do a nice simple picture. Simple fun picture for my little hashtag event going on Instagram. I noticed a lot of the white of the paper still showing there. We'll just bring it out a little bit. There we go. Isn't that cute? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end it right there because I'm sure this video is probably at least 40-50 minutes, if not a full-on hour long now. Anyway, before I return to work, we can look forward to the Amazon mini hauls I'm going to have. One of which I think I splurged probably a little too much, but you know, I'm getting ready to go back to work. I'm going to be able to pay the balance down pretty quickly. So I allowed myself to have a little bit of fun and freedom. Just a little bit. A welcome back to work gift for myself. The other stuff I got from Amazon are for my parrots. I got a lot of stuff for them, including this little backpack device that you could put your parrot in. You put a you put a perch in it, and it's solid and it's got a lot of holes poked in it, and you just go ahead and walk around with your bird on your back. And you know, I got them some bird bowls, mostly for the budgies and the canaries, so they stop throwing their, it's got the little covers, so they stop throwing their food all over the floor. I mean, birds are birds. Part of their nature is to put food on the floor of the forests and the jungles, you know, in their wild habitat. But by golly, I've never seen a bunch of messier birds in my life. Oh my goodness. You know, and a couple of those organizational things for the house. And I got these new glasses. They're brand new. They're my very first real pair of glasses. And they're constantly dirty, guys. I don't touch them. I don't normally play with them. They're constantly dirty. They're driving me nuts. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and for those that are new here, yes, I'm a little bit weird and a little bit strange, hopefully a little bit fun though, and I would really appreciate each and every one of you coming to watch today, whether you're returning or brand spanking new. If you're new though, please hit that subscribe button, and everyone please go ahead and like my video, give it a big thumbs up, questions, comments, suggestions below, and I hope all of you have a wonderful, colorific day and rest of the week. Till next time, love you guys, bye.